About the brand new Rabanne 1 Million Black, I'm giving it a high rating, but there's one specific reason why I do not recommend 1 Million Black to everyone. Let's quickly break down what it smells like and if it's the right one for you or not. I'm also going to give you a tip when it comes to buying this that might save you some money. So I bought this 2 days ago and I've been wearing it for a full day. So this review is pretty much based on one full day of wearing it. So the notes are pretty simple in 1 Million Black. It basically has tropical notes, vanilla and ebony wood. And right away in the opening I'm getting quite an intense dose of sweet pineapple together with a bit of citrusy freshness. So sometimes in fragrances pineapple can come across as something that is more on the fresh side or something that is more on the sweet side. To my nose, this actually comes across as something more on the sweet rather than fresh side. Whatever citrus they put in here smells really good and basically adds a touch of freshness to the whole thing and also a bit of sweetness to the whole thing, but I do not feel that the opening is overly fresh in any way. To me the opening is basically all about a gorgeous dose of sweet pineapple together with a soft dose of freshness. The pineapple in here definitely reminds me a bit of the pineapple that I have in some of my other pineapple focused fragrances, but maybe there's a little bit of uniqueness to at least how sweet it is in here. In less than pretty much 2 minutes you're gonna get that vanilla, and I mean vanilla is really not a new thing in the 1 Million line, but it really feels like they doubled down on vanilla and made it even more intense, even more sweet, and also in a way slightly more sort of a nuanced and a bit more exciting. It really doesn't matter which other 1 Million I compare it to, 1 Million Elixir, 1 Million Night Elixir, or pretty much any of the other ones. I do feel that the vanilla here is quite intense and also definitely a bit richer. So the heart of 1 Million Black is basically a combination of sweet pineapple and sweet vanilla. That soft hint of freshness that I got in the opening is pretty much gone after a few minutes. And the more 1 Million Black moves into the drawdown, the more you can pick up on quite a smooth dose of woodiness. So there are basically two parts to the drawdown, and the first part is where I actually feel that the pineapple and the vanilla, that sort of a sweet combo, is combined with a smooth dose of woodiness. The second part of the drawdown is where its smooth woodiness grows stronger. It's still super smooth, but it definitely takes a more prominent position. And it's at that second part of the drawdown where I feel that that gorgeous sweet pineapple that we had in the opening through to the first part of the drawdown is actually getting quite soft. And that's when we are basically left with the combination of quite a prominent and smooth dose of woodiness together with quite a prominent and quite sweet dose of vanilla. And you could pretty much call 1 Million Black tropical gourmand that focused on sweet pineapple, sweet vanilla and creamy woodiness. I think 1 Million Black moves away from the super sweet, even though this is quite sweet. I do think it moves away with a different kind of sweetness from the previous release 1 Million Night Elixir. And even though I like 1 Million Night Elixir, I'm actually glad that the new black went in a different direction when it comes to the sweetness. I do think this in a way sort of introduces something slightly new thanks to the pineapple and thanks to how rich the vanilla is. But with that said, in a way it almost feels like they took a bit of the vanilla from 1 Million Elixir and pretty much doubled down, made it more intense, louder, and in a way actually more sweet, but then stripped away everything else and put in the pineapple and the ebony wood. I definitely do not feel this is a complex kind of scent in any way. It does something quite simple, but I also feel it does something quite simple in a really nice way. So let's talk about the vibe here, and what 1 Million Black basically is a combination of a super sweet dose of pineapple and quite a sweet dose of vanilla, and the whole thing is a bit woody, and I do feel that this definitely has quite a tropical vibe thanks to the pineapple, and the overall sweetness of it all together with the vanilla definitely gives this quite a sexy and flirty vibe. The woody side of it does help in bringing it some sort of a balance when it comes to the vibe. So in a way, it does have a slight hint of something with a bit of elegance to it. But I do feel this is mostly about something that is sexy, fun and flirty. And that leads me to occasions, and I do feel that the overall vibe of it together with the performance, definitely makes it a good choice for date nights or when you're going out. But like always, wear whatever you want whenever it makes you happy, but I do feel that overall vibe and the performance of it makes it a good choice for those occasions. As for seasons, I do feel that 1 Million Black is quite an intensely sweet and actually also quite a warm kind of fragrance. So even though this has tropical vibes thanks to the pineapple, I'm gonna say that this is something more for like spring, fall and winter. I'm definitely gonna try wearing this on summer nights though, but on a super warm day when I really want to have something intensely fresh and refreshing on me, I'm probably not gonna be thinking of wearing this. So I did mention the vibe and the performance, making it a good choice for date nights or when you're going out, and overall I'm getting quite good performance from this. My performance rating of 1 Million Black is based on one full day of wearing it, but I did spray it on multiple times, and at least on my skin this definitely has quite good longevity. And the scent cloud I'm getting and the way it sits on my skin is definitely quite strong. And I'm rating the longevity somewhere between 8 and 8.5 and the projection somewhere around 8. And I really feel I gotta wear it more to give you a proper sort of a recommendation when it comes to the amount of sprays. However, I've been going with between 5 and 6 so far, and that seems to be working for me. So let's talk about compliments and mass appeal. So obviously I've only worn it for one full day, but overall this is the kind of scent that most people will enjoy getting away from. I mean, sweet scents like this are usually quite mass appealing. So remember at the start of this video where I said that this is not for everyone, this is when we're gonna talk about that. I do feel that 1 Million Black is for someone who knows 100% for sure that he really enjoys quite sweet, fruity and vanillic scents. It does have a very noticeable dose of sweet pineapple. So if you usually absolutely dislike any kind of pineapple in your fragrances, then yeah, this is not for you. And if we turn that around, if you absolutely love the scent of pineapple, then this is definitely for you. So I usually do not spend too much time talking about the bottle because to me, it's really all about the juice. However, one thing I really do not like about the bottle here, I do enjoy the black finish, yes, but this just looks tacky to me. So let's move on to the price, and I paid about 100 bucks for 50 ml of juice. I do feel that unless you feel the need to have this in your collection like right now, then I actually suggest that you wait a bit until this one hits the discounters. I bought quite a few of my 1 millions from discounters, and if you wait just a bit, you're most likely gonna find the same bottle for a lot cheaper. For the same price of 50 ml of 1 Million Black, I've actually bought 100 mils of some of the others. So what are my final thoughts on Rabanne 1 Million Black, and how am I going to rate it from 1 to 10? I think Rabanne basically took something familiar that already existed in the line, the vanilla, and made it even richer and even more intense, and basically combined that vanilla with a prominent and sweet dose of pineapple. I mean, the dry down does introduce a bit of woodiness to the whole thing, but I do feel that there's sort of a main star, and the main thing that really separates this from quite a few other fragrances is the combination of pineapple and that specific quite sweet dose of pineapple together with the sweet vanilla. It's definitely not a complex kind of scent, but I do feel that 1 Million Black does something quite simple, but does that simple thing quite well. And I really enjoy this thing on my skin. But then again, I'm someone who usually enjoys quite sweet fragrances. And again, if you're not someone who enjoys sweet fragrances, then this is not for you. The good performance is definitely a nice bonus, and I'm gonna give 1 Million Black a rating of 8.5 or 9. It's sweet, sexy and flirty, and those kind of scents are usually the ones I really enjoy. But that's my take on 1 Million Black. Now I really want to know how you feel about this fragrance. Do you feel a bit like me in that this is a really nice release, or do you feel it's mid, or do you absolutely dislike it? Let me know in the comments. Please drop a like and subscribe for more. Thank you, I really do appreciate it, and make sure to check out my other videos over there.